G'day, Simon G here. Welcome back. Today I'm doing 3 dishes for $30, okay? It's a 3-course meal for 2 people, $30. Are you interested? I'm very excited. Okay, first off we're going to do a Parmigiana. Okay, now traditionally Parmigiana comes from Sicily, and Parmigiana is a vegetarian dish. It involves eggplant, fried off, bit of tomato paste over the top, mozzarella, bake it in the oven, okay? That's dish number 1. We're also doing a veal saltimbocca, okay? So the saltimbocca means jump in your mouth. We're doing it with veal today. You can also use pork, you can use chicken. It always goes with sage and prosciutto. After that, we're going to have a dessert. The dessert is going to be tiramisu, okay? Tiramisu means pick me up. Okay, the reason it means pick me up is because it's a high sugar and caffeine content. Now, we have changed it and put alcohol in it normally, but I'm going to keep this traditionally for the elderly and for the children without any alcohol. So it's just coffee, sugar, mascarpone, cream, and Savourati biscuits. Okay, what we're going to do first up, we're going to cook off the dessert or fix the dessert, make it set in the fridge, and then by the time we get to the entree and we get to the main, our dessert will be ready for us and we'll be ready to start eating dessert. Okay. Start off, let's go. We're going to need a bowl. Here's a bowl. Done. We're going to need cream in the bowl. Cream in the bowl. Done. Now this is for 2 people, okay? You can make it for 20 people, you can make it just for yourself, but I prefer to leave a little bit extra like I always do because you've always got something to sneak into the fridge later on and eat. Okay, I'm going to give this a slight little whisk after I've thrown some sugar in it, okay? This is just normal caster sugar. Just squash out the lumps yourself and you just season it to your own taste buds. I'm putting 2 good tablespoons in there, knowing that it is going to feed 2 people. My whisk is here. Now this doesn't take long. You can use an electric beater, you can use your own hand whisk. Just give it a quick whack. Okay, now we'll whisk this until it's stiff, okay? See, it's nice and stiff. It's actually thickened up, it's coagulated. So what we want to do is, we want to have it the same texture, the same density as the mascarpone cheese that we're putting inside it. So I'd say that's enough for 2 people. There we go. And as you can see, very similar consistencies. Now what we're doing is just stirring it around. By doing this, the cream is taking on the flavour of the mascarpone cheese, and the mascarpone cheese, which is a little bit piquant in itself, is getting a little bit of a sugar hit from the sugar we put earlier into the cream. So there you go. That's plenty. Boom. While we're doing our dessert, I'm going to throw the oven on so we can bake up our eggplant. This is going to take probably 3 minutes to put together, then we can get straight into our entree, okay? Boom. Oven's on, dessert time. We're going to need 2 glasses. There we go. We're going to need a spoon. So tiramisu is what we're going to do now. Scoop a little bit into the bottom of each glass. And what we're hoping to do is create a little layer. Okay, we've got the Savourati biscuits here. Savourati biscuit are a sponge finger biscuit, okay? Snap it in half, okay, so it can fit down inside the glass. Here's some instant coffee mix. I'm going to dip it inside there, nice and coated, and squeeze it into one side of the glass. Same again, and down the other side. Okay, so that's one layer. Now we'll do it to the other side, and we'll just build it up as we go. There we go, a little bit there. What we're doing is infusing or macerating, soaking the Savourati biscuit full of coffee flavour. So what you're going to be able to do is have cream, coffee, cream, coffee, cream, coffee, and that texture of the biscuit. Now some people leave the tiramisu to sit overnight, whereas I don't think it's necessary. I like the texture of the biscuit having a little bit of crunch inside it when it comes to dessert time. So it really only needs a few, maybe half an hour to set. Traditionally you'd put an egg yolk through the cream mixture, almost like a zabillon. Whereas we don't need to do this. We're trying to keep it down to budget. And this is how we're going to do it. There we go. I think we can fit one more layer on there. Like so. And like so. There we go. Our little layer's made up. I'm going to scoop a little mascarpone on top. Even it out. Okay. We're going to put it in the fridge. A little bit of dusting on it. And I think that's a very edible dessert. Okay? Dessert 1 done. On to the next dish. First, we're going to give this a quick clean up, okay? Okay, that's dessert done. Now we're going to get onto the entree. The entree, as I said before, was a parmigiana. Traditionally, parmigiana just means eggplant, tomato, and mozzarella. So this is how we're going to do it. I've fried off the eggplant. I've kept it lengthways. And I like to keep the little knobby bit on the end where it joins the tree, just because it looks more rustic and you understand what it really is. Okay, I've got some tomato paste here, I've got some mozzarella mix, and I've got some fresh oregano, okay? So I'm going to get myself a tray. And when I was making the tiramisu earlier, I turned the oven on, okay? I cranked the oven to around 180 degrees. Now I'm going to lay these out on my baking paper. It's always best to use baking paper because if you just use a flat tray, you've got to scrape up all the cheese and it becomes a lot more of a hassle when you wash later on. I don't need this plate anymore. I've got eggplant, okay? The eggplant's here. I'm going to grab my dessert spoon. Okay, some tomato paste on it. Now, I've already seasoned my eggplant, okay? When I put oil in the pan, I just salt and pepper the top of the eggplant. I give it 2 minutes on one side, turn the heat down, 2 minutes on the other side, and to me that's done because what in actual fact or essentially, they're going to go back into the oven and cook anyway. Okay, here we go. Lots of tomato. It's pretty bizarre that even though tomato is such a staple of Italian food, or the Italian diet, it didn't really come into the country. It wasn't really brought in until the 1800s. So here we go. I've got the base of it already down, which is our Napoli sauce or our tomato paste on top of it. I'm going to pull off some sprigs of oregano on top of that. Very rough, very loose. Okay, fresh oregano, nothing beats it. Liberally over the top of that. And then we're just going to finish it off with a little bit of mozzarella. There we go. Some mozzarella over the top of that. On top of this one. This is going to be a nice little entree, okay? Normally, entrees in Italy start with a pasta, and then the main meal is more like a meat, and then you go on to dessert. But right now, and the dessert's only very small normally. Right now we're doing it this way. It's nice and creamy, nice and cheesy, lots of dairy. Then we're going to go into a meat with gnocchi, okay? Into the oven, give it 10 minutes. Then we're going to put the water on, and we're going to start cooking the gnocchi for the main course. Let's go. Woo! I'm going to clean this up a little bit and then get back into it.